Are you going to the World Cup this November in Qatar? Or will you simply visit Qatar because of its incredible culture and tourist destinations? If this is your case, you need to watch this video. From the biggest parks in the Middle East to some top places to visit in Qatar, there are several options of things to do. In fact, Qatar is most popular for its culture and several of sightseeing spots. So let's start with the top. Best 10 places to visit in Qatar. At number 10, State Grand Mosque. The State Mosque is located in the Jubaila district of Doha, just south of the Corniche, high on a hill overlooking the Qatar Sports Club in Doha's West Bay. Constructed in the first half of the 20th century, the mosque features an imposing building with many domes and was built with a fascinating mix of both traditional Arabic and modern architecture, which includes sparkling half-moons, a minaret, and large, open outdoor spaces. The Grand Mosque has a very fresh feel with crispy lines. Besides, it preserves some of the traditional Islamic architectural elements, and with its distinguishing domed roof, it will be a stunning example of architectural magnificence and landmark construction in Doha. At number 9, Boruq Nature Reserve. Qatar currently has 12 nature reserves, covering nearly 3,464 square kilometers of wildlife sanctuary and nesting grounds. One of the country's most important conservation areas is the Boruq Nature Reserve, which lies on the northwestern coast of Qatar, about 65 kilometers from Doha. It's part of Ras Boruq, a headland located on the northmost tip of the Zikrit Peninsula. The region is known for its Neolithic sites, archaeological digs, gypsum cliffs, mushroom-shaped hills, and legally protected areas. Boruq Nature Reserve is home to a significant population of gazelles, ostriches, and other birds. It also has a few wild deer and a variety of desert flora. At number 8, the Doha Desert. The Doha Desert lies in most cases intact and should be a portion of your tour to Qatar. Very little is as wonderful as miles and miles of primitive, glossy sand. The charm of the desert sites will leave you feeling tiny and in awe of the immensity of this strange landscape. The sand is compact, the sand dunes are revolving, and this fantastic desert landscape can be tasted on any desert safari day. Rev your engines and stir up the dirt to experience the glamour of the desert directly. At number 7, the Pearl Qatar. Spanning nearly 4 square kilometers, the Pearl is a multi-billion-dollar artificial island. It lies 350 meters off Doha's West Bay Lagoon and resembles a string of pearls, a tribute to Qatar's pearl diving and trading past. The Pearl has 12 precincts, each unique from one another. Every island has a distinct Mediterranean atmosphere, with clusters of seaside villas, yacht-lined marinas, pedestrian-friendly piazzas, landscaped gardens, and alfresco cafes. One of the island's most popular districts is Medina Central, which mimics the charms and nuances of a Mediterranean town square, with its gardens, palm tree-lined boulevards, terraced buildings, and a lovely fountain. At number 6, Fuwairit Beach. Stunning and secluded, Fuwairit Beach is the perfect setting for a relaxing getaway. Located 91 kilometers north of Doha, visitors can enjoy the long stretch of fine white sand, glassy blue waters, and a sweeping shoreline dotted with colorful seashells. A little farther away, pebbles replace the fine sand, and the terrain becomes rocky. There are fascinating limestone formations that guests can clamber over to enjoy sweeping views of the Persian Gulf as the low eroding cliffs meet the sea. The sandy bays at Fuwairit Beach are ideal for picnics. However, guests must bring their own provisions as there are no restaurants, eateries, or facilities nearby. At number 5, Barzan Towers. Barzan Towers, also known as the Salal Mohammed Fort Towers, is among the best tourist attraction in Qatar. Barzan Towers are watchtowers that were built in the late 19th century and renovated in 1910 by Sheikh Mohammed bin Jassim Al Thani. The towers measure 16 meters, 52.49 feet, high. The fort links to two other fortified buildings towards the west and another tower towards the north. The Barzan Towers feature glorious architecture, but to enjoy the total taste of their beauty, you will have to make your way to the peak. Reaching on top, satisfy your eyes on the sights. The edifice itself is totally awesome and lovely in its own way. Don't forget to take a camera. The spot is famous for being a good place for photography. At number 4, Khor Al Adaid. In the southeastern part of Qatar lies one of the country's most unique and breathtaking natural attractions, Khor Al Adaid, or the Inland Sea. Although often referred to as a sea, Khor Al Adaid is, in fact, an embayment or a tidal bay. Measuring 15 kilometers long and 12 kilometers wide, it is connected to the Persian Gulf by a deep and narrow 10 kilometers channel. No roads go to the region, and the only way to access it is with a private 4x4 vehicle. Khor Al Adaid has its own ecosystem that supports several species, including turtles, gazelles, oryxes, dolphins, and the endangered dugong. Whilst this is a picturesque place to relax and unwind, not everyone who visits Khor Al Adaid is looking for tranquility. Some tour companies offer sand skiing, quad biking, and camel riding for those looking to try something a bit different during their visit. At number 3, the Museum of Islamic Art. The Museum of Islamic Art is a museum on one end of the 7-kilometer-long, 4.3 miles, corniche in Doha. The museum is built on an island off an artificial projecting peninsula near the traditional Doha harbor. A purpose-built park surrounds the edifice on the eastern and southern facades, while two bridges connect the southern front facade of the property with the main peninsula that holds the park. It is situated in the bosom of a frame of tranquil, translucent aqua. As you go forward, you will pass a bridge across the water and consider yourself being drawn in by the wonderful emergence of the museum. When you walk inside, you will be stunned by the complication of its interior, which strongly contrasts with the plainness of its exterior. At number 2, Banana Island. Banana Island is Qatar's answer to the water bungalows of the Maldives, the golden sands of the Greek islands, and the turquoise waters of the Caribbean. Located off the coast of Doha, about 25 minutes on a ferry, the 13-hectare island looks like it belongs to a different part of the world, and it's easy to see why. Its half-mile-long beach features fine honey-colored sand, long lines of verdant palm trees, and shimmery blue waters. Banana Island is everything you would look for in a luxury resort, including a 300-foot lagoon pool, an exclusive 20-seat movie theater, and a spa and a wellness center. There is an extensive selection of lavish overwater villas and high-end hotels, fancy cafes, and world-class restaurants, including a floating one. Finally, at number 1, the National Museum of Qatar. The National Museum of Qatar is a national museum in Doha. The museum opened to the public on March 28, 2019. The building, which was constructed in place of the original Qatar National Museum, was designed by architect Jean Nouvel, who got his inspiration from the desert rose crystal, which can be found in Qatar. The museum site includes Sheikh Abdullah bin Jassim Al Thani's palace, which is the heart of the Qatari national identity. The National Museum of Qatar is so intricate in its design that anybody can thought it mistakenly an origami masterpiece. The white edifice has edgy and bending edges and, on an architectural level, seems nearly unattainable. And there you have the 10 best places to visit in Qatar. Let us know in the comments if you liked this video and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Top 10 Trips, for more fantastic videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.